No more fucking around. It's Wild Style Radio. Wild Style Radio.
Stand up and shout!
What's up? It's Wednesday night, and it's time for the Stand Up and Shout Rock Show, coming to you live from Salisbury Center Studios in Manassas, Virginia, part of the Wild Style Network. What's up, my friend?
Good to see you, man. So, like, we were talking as the intro came in.
Right.
I always think it's kind of ironic that we get called out for fucking around every time this show starts. For 3.5 years, we've been called out for fucking around.
Right.
And we typically are not.
We're not, but tonight we were.
I didn't know what we were gonna do when the show kicked in, because we were knee deep in hard rock albums
Research
of our birth years and debating the hard rock album of our birth years.
Yes.
Which I don't want to fess up to necessarily our birth years. That might be, I don't know, a subject for another show.
Could be. That could be a good topic.
It could be.
The one thing, we got a few things to get into tonight, but the reel that got pulled from last show where we did our bottoms up.
Yes.
When I said that Master of Puppets is the greatest metal album of all time, has sparked quite a bit of views on social media.
Views and comments.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's been fantastic, and I feel like there's just even extra media acknowledgement, because I see more and more stories from Loudwire, BuzzFeed, all like the places that we kind of see like media pop up that say like Master of Puppets just turned 40, and then they follow up with what an amazing album it was.
Yeah, just this week it turned 40.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So.
And our producer John, who just walked away, he also turned 40.
Couple of days before the album ever came out.
Right. John and Master of Puppets were born at about the same time.
Yes.
I love it.
That's so scary.
That's amazing.
Considering we were in high school when it came out.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I steered you away from the comments. Did you have any thoughts or feelings about the comments?
I just thought it was interesting. I mean, I think, that obviously we talked about it during the last show. There were a ton of great albums that came out in 86.
Yeah.
And a lot of folks were either said Rain and Blood or, a few folks had different albums.
Yes.
But, and there were quite a few folks that agreed with my opinion, which is why
I think
people have opinions.
Yeah, more agreed than disagreed.
But
from what I saw.
I mean, that's why we have these discussions, right?
Of course.
The debates, there's no right or wrong answer.
Of course.
And, but that's just how I felt at the time.
And that's why you have your Muppetalica shirt on.
That's right.
Celebrate
Muppetalica.
the Master of Muppets.
My good friend that I coach hockey with gave this to me last night. And
because you were a winner. You were a champion. That's your championship shirt.
That's right. So, yeah, we're going to California in a couple of weeks, and he gave me this. He said if we won states,
so we can see.
Oh.
Move your water bottle.
The water. Oh, John never likes the water bottles. We always get called out.
Master of Muppets.
All right, now take your shirt off.
Like the birthday boy.
Yeah, no, you don't want me to do that.
He had a good birthday.
I like the fact that Miss Piggy is actually James Hetfield.
with a Faith No More shirt.
Yeah.
And speaking of Faith No More news, we're about to get into heavy happenings.
Yep.
This because you composed the heavy happenings. Faith No More is not touring. Like they announced this is the last year that they're touring.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Well, I wonder if obviously they're not all in the same bands, but then Mr. Bungle as well.
Right, exactly.
They're out touring, so.
Yeah. Mike Patton.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I love Faith No More. I just love them. One of my favorite bands of all time. So I love that Hetfield is Miss Piggy and wearing a Faith No More shirt. You'll have that rolled into your one look.
Yeah. Well, one of my favorite times seeing Faith No More. So when they played in D.C. At old RFK Stadium, they were opening. It was the Metallica Guns N' Roses. It was like the first or second show on that tour.
Yep.
Before Axl imploded a couple of times.
Right.
And the best part was, about 3/4 of the way through the set, Mike Patton finally They didn't do a lot of talking in between songs. But he's like, I'm going to make a very huge prediction that within the next hour, there's going to be a gigantic explosion right here on the stage. You can bet money on it. Everybody was laughing. But then it was like the next show or the one after when James Hetfield blew up in that explosion.
Right.
So, yeah.
He know, at least Mike Patton saw the flash pot.
Right.
He knew where not to step.
Do not stand here.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
James might have missed it.
Yeah, so speaking of heavy happenings,
Yeah, let's get to some heavy
threw together a few items.
A lot's happened. Like, well, we got into the 1986 topic. Before that, we were interviewing. So I feel like we steered away and veered away from like more music news more recently, and now we're getting back into it.
Yeah, and there's a few things that have come down the pike, and John's got heavy happening number 1 up.
A nice slide, by the way. I gotta before we get into the actual title of the heavy happening, the news item, the AI picture of Sebastian Bach imposed as Dee Snider is just phenomenal.
I think it's classic.
That's a nice touch. Very nice touch.
Yeah, so for those that may not have heard, Twisted Sister announced they were going to do a reunion tour. I think it was for their 50th anniversary.
We were excited about that.
And I was very much looking forward to it. And then, I don't know, about a month ago or so, Dee came out and said,
can't do it.
Got information coming out, but we're not doing it. And then this week, we find out that Sebastian Bach is replacing him.
Is going to be the front man. I think this story is rich. Like, it's rich. It crosses so many, kind of like decision-making processes you make as a ticket buyer.
Correct.
To go see something like this. And the bottom line is always, it's a black and white decision. Either you buy the ticket or you don't. So like maybe that's where I'll start with you. Would you be, because we have not talked about this at all, would you be willing to buy this ticket?
Well, so I think there's a few things that would go into that decision-making process.
Yeah. First
one is who's playing with them.
Oh, that's a good point.
Because frankly, and we've talked about this, and when we've had our buddy Pete in here, we've talked about some of this in relation to bands and singers that change, and you always, in my opinion, when it's the vocalist, at least it doesn't matter generally who else is playing around them because they're the voice.
Right.
So, thinking about when David Lee Roth left Van Halen.
Right.
Sammy Hagar came in.
Right.
The new tunes they wrote were phenomenal. But to hear Sammy singing Panama is certainly not the same as David Lee Roth with nobody else from Van Halen playing with him.
Exactly.
So I don't know that if it's not another great young band or someone else that I'd be interested in seeing, that I'd be hard pressed. Oh, and the second thing is, how much are the tickets going to cost?
Yeah, well, there's that.
Because I'm not sure I want to shell out a ton of money to go see Twisted Sister, Sebastian Bach singing for them.
Yeah, so I have a lot of thoughts about this. So do you buy the ticket? Right now I'm leaning as a no, right? And I'll tell you another ticket that I did not buy for the same, almost similar reasons was Axl DC, when Axl Rose fronted AC/DC.
Right.
And then you and I were late to seeing AC/DC. We both had our first AC/DC show more recently together for like the first time in our lives, which is shocking because we've been around for a long time. Gets back to my also, I always say, in terms of chemistry and bandmates, I compare it to alcohol. You know what I mean? Like, some things mix well and some things don't. And it just doesn't feel to me like you just get a general feel. Like you could say tequila. I know what tequila tastes like, and I know what Coke Zero tastes like, and I like them both, and I like to drink them both, but I don't like to drink them together. You know what I mean? And then I have a sense, so some people can say, well, you could just try it, but then you kind of know in the back of your head, maybe I shouldn't. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I know what those two flavors are. They don't seem like they would mix.
Right.
That was Axl DC to me. That was AC/DC and Axl Rose. Now, I know people that went. I know people that liked it. But I still would say that I'm glad that I didn't go. I never heard anybody say they loved it and they couldn't wait to see that tour again, right? So there's Lizzie Hale with Skid Row, like speaking of Sebastian Bach, like another frontman replacement. We loved it, right? Like, I don't know if I would have bought that ticket out of the gate.
Right.
But the shows that they played got such strong feedback. And then you did see the YouTube video that, which was phenomenal.
Sure, yeah.
And then that was just enough of a gateway drug for me to say, well, maybe I should try it. And I would have bought that ticket. But then I get to like Twisted Sister and Sebastian Bach. And like Twisted Sister, like every time that I've seen them, like as a band, they're like in terms of their integrity, like Ronnie James Dio, and always putting together like an amazingly solid show. You have that, and then you have Sebastian Bach, and his flavor, I guess maybe they're like a Coke Zero, and Sebastian Bach kind of like tequila, right? Like he's going to be volatile. Sometimes it's going to be amazing, and sometimes it's going to be horrible, you know, and that's been my experience seeing Sebastian Bach as a solo artist and with Skid Row over the years. So that's why it doesn't feel like the two should mix together very well. And that's, I am strongly apprehensive towards shelling out even $60, you know what I mean, which is a cheaper ticket price anymore, to like go see that, because I don't trust the fact that it would be good, not because of the band that's left of Twisted Sister without Dee Snider and without their drummer. Right. And then, why did his name just blank out of my head? Drummer who passed.
Eddie Ojeda.
Yes. So like without those two, and then I've seen just too many other bad shows from Sebastian Bach, in other words. Right. Just the personality type too, right? Yeah. Like, and that's the volatility, and could be a great front man, and could be a horrible front man. So I just don't trust it enough to buy the ticket.
I agree. I mean, they're both very solid singers, both good frontmen, but they're different in their own ways.
Absolutely.
And the style of Sebastian, how he sings, I just don't see it meshing with.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm not sure I really want, if I'm going to pay $10 in a bar from a cover band.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But.
And we saw Dee Snider 2 years ago at the M3 Rock Festival do a couple songs with Bret Michaels. He was phenomenal.
It was awesome.
Phenomenal. And like light up the crowd with old Twisted Sister classics. You know, I Want to Rock, We're Not Going to Take It. Like that lit up that audience. And it was a thrill because we were side stage and we got to see down into the audience and see their reaction from that vantage point. And that was super fun.
Yep. It was a great time.
Right. And I know that crowd tends to respond well to Sebastian Bach. I don't know if it had the same energy, though. Like every time I've seen Sebastian Bach at the M3 Rock Festival as a solo artist, or even like way back, you know, with Skid Row. And I just can't get behind it. It's really sad news to see Dee Snider down, you know, and not performing.
Yes.
You know, that's just another. I said this is a very rich story. It has like all these kind of components to it that you can kind of pick apart.
Right.
And that's another one in itself. Like, I love watching Dee, and we just brought up that experience that we saw that together, and that's just not around anymore. So it gets back to this: go see the shows while you can.
Absolutely.
Even though we're saying not to see this one, this might not be the one.
Yeah. Again, there's some caveats to it. You know, I don't think it's going to be a cheap ticket.
I agree. But, you know, Twisted Sister, like it's kind of like the Vantage Point. Twisted Sister to me has always been fairly priced. They kind of like take an Iron Maiden approach. I've never felt like they tried to rip off their fan base.
Not like the tickets to the Sphere.
Right, exactly. Yes, then there's a Metallica tickets to the Sphere. Then there's that.
Yes.
Right, which you're not going to find a 3-figure on that one. You're gonna go to at least 4.
Right.
If not 5.
For sure.
Yeah. Cool. So all right. So we'll see how that plays, right?
Yeah.
Like we'll see where that goes. We'll see. I'm sure we'll continue to talk about it. I'm sure, knowing the volatility of Sebastian Bach, there'll be more stories behind this. There'll be continuing news through 2026.
Yep. And hopefully, you know, Dee heals up and maybe can get back out there, because I know there was a lot of hype in and around them getting back together and touring a little bit.
Songs, even right, and that was really kind of stunning too. Like because they did announce, they made a firm announcement that they were not going to play live again. And then we were excited to see this, and it's a 50th anniversary approach to 2026. So,
yeah.
Oh, well.
All right.
Love you, Dee. We miss you.
So we'll move on to heavy happening number 2. And so Sharon Osbourne has recently come out and stated that Ozfest is going to return in 2027.
Right.
And, the article I was reading, I think it's actually this one here from Loudwire, but it might have been a different one, that apparently that was in the works even when Ozzy was round.
Sure.
But because of his health issues, they opted out of it. But she said, so thoughts?
I first you go to the Ozfest is a festival. You go to the lineup. So we just had the lineup up. It's a very strong lineup, So Slayer, of course, being back in.
That's the poster from the original 1996 Ozfest.
Well, never mind. I was like, when I saw that lineup,
no, nothing's confirmed yet.
Got you. Well, then it's going to go to that. It's going to go to the lineup. It's going to go to whoever is playing that day, right? And so I don't know. Like, you think Youngblood's going to kind of do that? He's kind of inherited this Ozzy mantra ever since the Back to the Beginning festival of last year. Do you expect to see him there in that role and kind of picking up these Ozzy tunes?
Well, I mean, and obviously Zach and Black Label Society will probably be involved somehow, some way. I think it's a great, keeping, not that he's going to fade away, but keeping Ozzy's aura about. I guess the questions I have is, it's been done a couple of different ways, right? Like, so, and things have changed since they last did Ozfest, where it was predominantly a tour,
right?
Most years,
right?
There were a couple where it was just a single location in a single year, but things have changed, right? So Ozfest kind of came on the heels of Lollapalooza. It was somewhat modeling it, but it was all heavy music. But then now you got Sonic Temple and Welcome to Rockville, all the festivals over in Europe, which some of them were around even before this, but where it's more of a destination and it's 3-4 days and it's just loaded full of bands. So, it'll be interesting to see what sort of approach they're going to take with this.
Absolutely. I like a good festival. So it's good to see a good metal festival come back around. Selfishly, hopefully it's, traveling so it can locally arrive here. Right.
Sure.
So
absolutely.
That's like part of the parts that we have, or problems that we have getting to festivals, is you're traveling to a location, right? So it's more than even just going to the festival. It's all about the lodging and everything that you need. And our old age isn't necessarily like kind of camping like out in fields anymore, like during festivals. So we want a little more plush.
Right.
So that then adds that additional cost. Like, do you go or not? It's that black and white decision it ultimately gets to. So yeah. I hope it's in the capacity. I brought up the lineup. You had the original poster. I got excited when I saw that. I wish that it would look like that again, because that was badass.
I mean, Metallica played on it a couple of times. Megadeth did several stints. Obviously, Motorhead's no longer around. So there are some classic bands that would certainly not be part of it. But the other good thing was, whether it's just one stage or stages, a side stage, what have you, there was a heavy focus on the new bands as well. So, exciting. And live music is always great. So.
Always, man. Always. Yeah.
Try and be there.
Spring is here, baby.
Right.
So like that, those open air festivals are coming our way. All right. So heavy happening number 3, and this is the big topic of the night. We were talking about this.
I threw this in as a segue into what we're going to bring up.
Crafty, Kevin.
Is there? So Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, shame, whatever you want to call it, has released the list of nominees, and fan voting has commenced.
17 nominees. 17. So I think it was 3 more than last year.
And a lot of them are being nominated for the first time.
Yes, there's some of that. Yes, some new blood in here too, which makes it interesting. So
they're new.
New to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nomination process. Yeah. All right, so we're shifting gears here from a format of heavy happenings into our next game of what are the odds. So we're going to go through these nominees one by one and give our wise predictions as to who is going to make it into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Now, you have more nominees, first of all, because there's not a set number that they have to go by of people that they induct. Do you think they're going to, first of all, that's question number 1. You think they're going to induct more people? Last year, they inducted 7. So that'd be 7 out of the 17. In fact, past several years, they've inducted 7.
Right.
So that's kind of where I've stuck. I will say that out loud. I've gone that they're going to put 7 of these acts in out of the 17.
I don't think they're going to defer. If
put in 8?
Maybe 8. I wouldn't think they're going to do more than that.
I'm going to draw the line at 7. So ultimately, where we're going here, we're really kind of picking the 7 people, unless you wanted to go up to 8.
No, we can go 7.
7. All right, and then so John, do you have the board? Can you put the board up for the video folk to see? There we go. We got the chalkboard, and it is John is actually out there with a piece of chalk. And he is going to write in our predictions line by line there.
He drew them down in the parking lot here at Salisbury Center.
I saw that. There's very even lines there too, John.
Thank you. I used the ruler and I tried my best.
I can see that. And then, John, I got to give you credit. There's an addition here. So there's Kev, and then there's me, and then we Billboard makes its predictions. Of course, Billboard magazine.
Have they already done that?
They've done it. So I have the Billboard predictions ready to go. And then what John threw in was Grok. A little AI, some effing AI.
Last year. Yep.
This is we're gonna let John do the Grok prediction, and let him talk to Grok and see what Grok thinks in terms of these people getting in here.
We're gonna get there.
John, why Grok? Why not like ChatGPT or Gemini or whoever else?
I think last year was right when Grok kind of made its debut, and ChatGPT was getting a little bit more stricter with its terms of service and what you could and couldn't search. So Grok was a little bit more open at the time.
Much, yeah.
So that's why I went that route. So there wasn't any kind of additional filtering on it.
Gotcha. I saw you get a little dirty from time to time with the Grok and some conversations that you had with the Grok.
Yeah, so now that I'm 40, if something happens to me, I need you to delete ChatGPT's history, Grok's history, and browsing history. Thank you.
Well done. Well done. Appreciate that. All right. All right, Kevin, we're going to go in alphabetical order here.
Is that how you have them up there?
That's how they're up there according to last name.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
So, and then that's really literally how they were listed out on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
And this is
Rock and Roll
the
Hall of
list I
Shame's
have is also in alphabetical order.
That's because that's how you roll, Kevin. I know, I know that and appreciate that. Okay, I'm gonna let you go first for the Black Crows, which is so I'm gonna say out loud near and dear to my heart.
Well, I know which direction you're gonna go with this. You're gonna shade your bet because you don't want to be heartbroken.
I don't want to be. That is, do you bet with your head or your heart? Like
right.
that. And this is the second time they've been nominated. This is 2 years in a row.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
I say they have a 40% chance to get in.
Wow, that's higher than what I was expecting. All right, look, I just filled it in. Did it pop open in John's?
Doesn't appear to have done that. There it is.
Oh,
woohoo!
All right, there we go. All right, John, thank you for writing that in with your piece of chalk.
Yeah, I dropped it. I had to find the chalk.
Nice writing, by the way. All right, 40% chance. All right, so why that high, Kevin?
Well, couple of reasons. First of all, I don't really like most of this list.
All right. Well,
personally,
I mean, we call it the Rock and Roll Hall of Shame for a reason.
Right.
I don't think that that's surprising.
I think this is a band that has had some commercial success.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly, from an album sales standpoint,
mm-hmm.
has had some success.
Mm-hmm.
They've crossed over genres
mm-hmm.
and are very popular.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they've been around for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're deserving of getting in.
Mm-hmm. They're extremely deserving of getting in. You have to plead that case to me. You're preaching to the choir. Yeah. They're solid, and they're still solid. That's what I still love about them. I don't think that they care about this at all. And we'll talk about that because there's another band coming down the pike that doesn't give a shit about this at all, that has been nominated yet another time. And just the Happiness Bastards album that they put out a couple years ago was just amazing as an album that they put out 25 years ago.
Yep.
It seems that they're on that path again with the release of 2026. It's about to come out in the next couple weeks.
Yep.
All right. So I think they're relevant still. So I respect that out of them. And I think that they're influential too. Like you're bringing up their commercial success, but I think a lot of artists have continued to be influenced by them, even if they haven't had a lot of mass popularity that maybe some other acts on this list have. I'm going to go a little bit higher than what I was expecting to go. I'm going to go with 33%. I'm giving them that 1 in 3 chance. I think they're one of the few just true rock acts that are here, like on this list. Like you're saying you don't like the list. We obviously on this show have a hard rock and heavy metal bias. And they're one of the few that, to me, that is easily defined as rock and roll. We're going to get into others, like you can say, like, is that rock and roll or not? Well, for sure. with
Right.
the Black Crowes, you're listening to rock and roll.
Yep. Yeah, and so I'll speak more to the other one that I'm going to take a very heavy stance on in a bit. But
Love it.
I think we're going to see some corrective action related to certain rock bands that have been overlooked in the past.
Wow,
So,
that's kind of bold. Well, I just posted Billboard. Billboard gave them a 17% chance making it, so they're not as hopeful for us. And John, what do you have for Grok?
So Grok has the Black Crowes at 20% chance, 4 to 1 odds.
Okay.
And it gave me like a little 1 or 2 sentence thing if you want it.
Oh yeah, I do.
Southern rock revivalists with the hits hard to handle. Low odds due to middling fan vote and competition from bigger rock acts through their influence on 90s blues rock. Could sneak them in if voters prioritize genre balance.
I kind of agree with that dark horse feel that you just read out there. They do feel like a dark horse possibility. Kevin has bet more heavily on the dark horse here at 40%. But we'll see if that lands in your top 7. That's kind of like the... And then also, what did you bring up there, John, that I can't remember? I blacked out. There was something else that you brought up in that read that I really liked, too, that I was going to kind of like...
talking about the genre, if fans... fan vote and competition from bigger rock acts through their influence on 90s blues rock could sneak them in if voters prioritize genre balance.
Right. All right. I can't remember what the hell I was going to say, but all right. But either way, I appreciate that, John. I like the Grok approach. John, do you have a feeling towards this yourself?
No, I go with Grok on my opinion.
You might be a little older than the Crows. I'll just say that out loud. They didn't turn 40 like Master of Puppets with you.
Yeah.
you got that going for you. All right, this is a real interesting one to me. I'm dying to see where you go for this. Jeff Buckley. So, like, the first time nominee Jeff Buckley, who had the resurgence of his documentary on Netflix, I think that he's been noticed. I'm not thinking it's because of the documentary on Netflix, but it seems like these Gen Zers are discovering who Jeff Buckley is. I was in the car on the way to go see the UVA Virginia Tech basketball game on New Year's Eve day. What a great fucking day. What a great day. And I was there with my stepson and his girlfriend, like 16 years old. And then when she's 16, he's 17. So if he's listening to that, I'd be called out if I didn't have that correct. So I want to make sure that is absolutely correct. And then she looks up and she was like, I want to hear this song. I can't remember which one it was. It was very like heartfelt, lovey Jeff Buckley song. And she was like, it's by Jeff Buckley. And I was like, wait, what? Like, you know Jeff Buckley? And so I'm seeing this, I'm hearing this, that evidently there's a new generation that's picking up on Jeff Buckley's album Grace, which is a phenomenally beautiful album, right? It's a one-off. You know what I mean? This is a one-off situation. So, like...
Must have been on TikTok.
Maybe. I just feel like Jeff Buckley has just gotten this... maybe in terms of a lot of artists that we talk about that don't have a lot of mass popularity when they're alive and well, because I can't remember when he died, but he was very young, aged when he died and drowned in a river in Tennessee, very tragically, and didn't get a chance to put out more. But he probably would have been very prolific if he would have continued his life, by now. So Grace, obviously, like a massively influential album with artists. You hear every artist, of all genres and all types talk about Grace. I feel like this is, I'm really kind of speaking into mine, so I'm just going to go ahead and make my percentage. This is a Jane's Addiction pick to me, right? Like, I go back to, like, it's so deserving to be there, but it's not going to be there because there's just not the mass appeal that should have been there for this album when it was released. I feel like if you listen to this album, you hear every bit of the 90s in this album. It's so thick in the feel of the 90s. I don't want to give it this number. There is no chance in hell that he's getting in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I gave it a 0. I like squashing this, which is heartbreaking. And you could say that I'm like maybe making that prediction from my heart just because I would love to see this happen. I wish that was a 100.
Well, I'm kind of right there with you. I was going to say like a 1 or 2% chance.
Oh, you're going to give it like a puncher's chance of getting a haymaker chance of getting in there? All right. So you're going to, which you want to go with, 1 or 2?
I'll go with 2.
Did I over-explain that? Is that you're just kind of like going to agree with everything that came out of my mouth and not be combative with me on that one?
Certainly not on Jeff Buckley.
Oh, you gave it a 2 though. You didn't like totally. I'm like now looking it up on Billboard. What do you got for Grok, John?
Let's see. Grok
says
Grok
no
gave Jeff
fucking way.
Buckley a 15% chance with
15.
11-2 odds.
Okay.
I'm gonna try something here. I don't know if this is gonna work, but
Okay.
see if it'll speak.
We're going to hear from Grok.
Jeff Buckley, 15% chance, 11/2 odds.
Okay.
Iconic for his ethereal voice and Grace album, slim chances reflect his short career and limited output. Despite cult status, Hall often favors longevity over one-album wonders.
Yeah. David Bowie, at the time, I mean, he might have changed his mind before he died, called it the greatest rock album that he ever heard. So, like, you have some, pretty major artists speaking very well of this. Billboard gave it 20% chance of going in.
Okay.
And that's stunning to me. With a power and a mystique that's made the jump from Gen X to Gen Z, the only thing that Buckley is really missing is a catalog depth. So they are going with that artistic measure.
Right.
They're betting on Jane's Addiction. Jane's Addiction's never gotten in. Why would Jeff Buckley? That's kind of where I go.
Right.
Like, it's that simple to me. So that's why I'm sitting on a 0.
I kind of feel the same way about the next person. Like,
Here we
if
go.
Gary's not in there,
Here
why
we
should anybody else be in
go.
there?
3 years in a row as they're coming up on her 3rd year.
3 strikes and you're out.
John is like rooting so hard for Miss Mariah Carey to make the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Are they going to like torture this poor girl by keep nominating her again and again and then not putting her in? Because like with the ego she has, like she's watching this shit.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a promise to you guys. If she gets in, I'm going to make sure I have a graphics package celebrating that for you the next day.
I love it. There's your graphics package.
Well, finally get a graphics package.
There you go, Kevin. Kevin, you want to kick this one off? I got a number for this one.
Yeah.
right,
No
yeah.
chance.
0. You're going with you think she's going to strike out 3 times in a row? Really?
Yep.
Wow. Are you? Why?
It's the Christmas song.
All I want for Christmas is you. You think that like just wrecks her chance?
I just think, I don't know how the voters are going to look on it. Like, obviously the fan vote is never taken into consideration. But yeah, I mean, I think her early stuff, great R&B type music, charted very high. But now all anybody knows her for is that fucking Christmas song. Sorry, John.
No, I agree with you on that, 1,000%.
All right, man. I'm going to give you a number. She's getting in, man. I give her a slight chance of not. I gave her 80. I just do not see that. I don't see her going with 3, like with the album sales that she's had and 3 nominations in a row. It's not going to be passed up this time. I think you're getting I think where you're going is like overall, you're seeing like a bigger jump with hard rock and metal.
Potentially.
More traditional rock.
Well, I mean, we've had to talk, right? When Jan Wenner was in control, black artists and female artists were poo-pooed.
Yes, exactly.
And so they started to go through some corrective action. I think unfairly so, like Dolly Parton,
Right.
say.
Right.
But there's some nominees on here that I think are more deserving than her.
All right. So it's trending back, in other words. All right. Well, we're disagreeing on this one. This is the one. So, and we have a Billboard at 33%. Where's Grok?
Grok's at 75 with the 1 to 3 odds.
Me and Grok, baby. Me and AI are tight.
And I went very high on her last year getting in, and she didn't.
I thought you were about to say this year.
I did too. I did too. I'm sticking with it. What you got? What you got, John?
Pop diva with record-breaking hits and vocal prowess, high odds from multiple nominations, crossover appeal, and the Hall's push for more pop and R&B diversity, plus strong fan support.
See, there you go, Kevin. Like there, you got you're talking about the pendulum swing there with the voting preferences. All right. So we have some strong highs and lows with Miss Mariah Carey. Very divisive, as always, on the Stand Up and Shout Rock Show. All right, this is going to be interesting then. Where are you going with Phil Collins?
I'm going to say 60%.
60, Susu Studio. Yeah? What you
I mean, he was the 80s.
He was the 80s.
Mr. MTV.
Hit maker. Is my dad.
In the Air Tonight.
My dad loved this shit. I'm glad you brought that up. Like, In the Air Tonight.
Yep.
again, like in terms of a crossover song among generations, like Gen Z knows that song.
Sure.
But I mean, that body of work was kind of, Phil Collins is one of the reasons why I listen to hard rock and metal. Like you have In the Air Tonight, which is kind of like, that is a rockin' tune.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Susu Studio.
Oh, I know. I mean, yeah, he's certainly Mr. Pop. But, the Genesis stuff I took to a little bit better. But
of course.
I honestly, when I saw this come up, I already assumed he was in.
Right? So there's my number, Kevin. I'm so confident on this one. He's my number one. He's a 100% he's getting in. First time nomination. That's another, like you're saying, shocking thing. First time nomination. He's getting in. This is, to me, is what the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame lives for, is an artist like Phil Collins. It matches anything that they
he'll
put
be
in,
the
like,
final performer at the induction ceremony.
Right.
Yep.
That's where I could go to. Like, they want that. And I gave, I'm right there in lockstep with Billboard. Billboard gave him a 100% chance of getting in. Where's Grok?
Grok is at 90% with this one.
All right, 90. It's not
1 to 9 odds. Genesis album turned solo superstar within the air tonight, near locks as fan vote leader. Massive commercial success and prior band induction makes him a shoo-in for solo recognition.
not fully committed, though. Like, they gave that glowing, all the glowing reasons why, but they just can't commit. All right. I think it's as high as Grok will get. Melissa Etheridge. First time nominee again?
Is she is that a Black Velvet? Is that who?
No,
that's a lot of miles.
But that's the type of sound. Oh man. But I'm the only one to walk across the fire for you.
I'm gonna say
you should cover that. Seriously.
Like that?
I'm gonna say 35%.
35.
I think that's one that is also probably gonna get in.
All right. But you said probably, but 35 is a little low. I'm interested to see how your numbers play out, like overall, like where you're going with your. Yeah. You're not going to go above 50, in other words.
Yeah, I don't know. She may be like 7 or 8 when it all comes down.
All right. Okay. Like on the fence, you might go back and change to squeaker above the borderline.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go as high as 60. I think she's got a decent chance of getting in. And then I just think that she has a lot of popular appeal. I do feel that if your pendulum is swinging back towards more traditional guitar-based and blues-based rock and roll, she matches that.
Sure.
And she obviously offers a lot of diversity, being a woman and being a lesbian. So like you're appealing to a lot of genres and types, that are out there. So Billboard's going with a 50% chance. That's kind of non-committal. 50-50 getting in there. I mean, I guess it's higher than a lot of things. Their numbers tend to be right a little low, but I'd say that that's a decent chance. And where's Grok on this one?
Grok is at 30%, 7 over 3 odds.
Wow.
Heartland rocker, raw emotion in songs like "Come to My Window." Oh, that's the song.
Okay.
That's the one I'm thinking of. Like you said, due to the Grammy wins and LGBTQ plus trailblazing, but faces off with stiff competition in the rock category.
All right. Miss Lauryn Hill. Go down to Miss Lauryn Hill. And the education. You want me to commit to this one first?
You can.
All right. But I commit, man. I commit.
I can go for
100% she is getting in. 100%. And I even think the performance that she had at the Grammys, this year just solidifies that even more. That when she did really part of the in memorandum to artists that passed, acknowledging a lot of R&B artists who passed. I think she fits that side of what the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame looks for, not only with rock and roll, but with an R&B style artist and a hip hop artist as well. So you just have a lot wrapped into one package, and she's getting in.
Yeah, I would agree. I was going somewhere, I'd say 80%. That's where I was leaning.
Are you going to stick with that number as I type? All right. Because, it's kind of interesting, too. We just talked about Jeff Buckley with Grace. And as a lot of press has identified him as a one-album wonder, not having a broad catalog. Well, that to me is Lauryn Hill also. She had her work with the Fugees, but that's the Fugees, right? Outside of that, there's the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, which won a Grammy for Best Album of the Year. But then outside of that, like, really, she hasn't really produced too many other, really well-recognized albums. So I'm not deeply into knowing much about Lauryn Hill, but that was going to be my guess on that one. Billboard has her at 33%. Where are we with Grok?
Grok is at 70, 3 out over 10 odds.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, and pretty much reiterates everything you just said about the albums that she has. Cultural Impact, repeat nomination, Hall of Fame's embrace of rap and R&B innovators.
All right.
We'll see.
All right. Here we go. All right. I love this nomination. Another repeat nomination. William Idol, Bill Idol, or Billy Idol. I guess he'd be right. Billy Idol.
It's me, but I think it's only about 20%.
I know. Isn't Billy Idol, though, like, if you look at, like, just people, I don't think it's, in how you can get this with artists, they project themselves as one thing. And then you have artists who are genuinely who they are. And, like, that's Billy Idol to me. He is so genuinely rock and roll. Like, that guy breathes rock.
He's a rock star.
He is a rock star, like, in every sense of the word. And he's so deserving to be there. I'm going to go, I don't think he's getting in either, Kevin. I'm going to go as high as 40, though. I like the idea of a repeat nomination, because a repeat nomination to me, like, says that they're giving additional consideration. And I don't know, do you tease out people over and over again? I mean, there's been other people that have repeatedly nominated, then turned around and dropped. So I'm looking up Billboard right now. I probably should have this broken down a little bit better. I have it in a mess here on this electronic gizmo that I have. While I'm looking it up, tell me what Grok's got for me.
Grok has 60% chance.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, Rebel Yell anthems, good old boosted by high fan votes and 80s nostalgia.
Right. So Billboard went with 17. Again, like, that talks about, like, to me, the genuine feel of Billy Idol. Like, as we talk about how we define rock and roll and what rock and roll is. There's some artists, the Black Crowes and Billy Idol, there's no doubt about it. You're not going to define them as anything else, right? That is rock and roll at its heart. And so, Rebel Yell, what a great example of a song that's just purebred, up the gut rock and roll. Okay, well, we're hoping for you, Billy. We're pulling for you at the Stand Up and Shout Rock Show. We'll celebrate you. Okay, here we go.
So
this is a band that I would love to talk about in this show, because it's a hard rock and metal show. This is my chance to finally talk about one of the loves of my life. Yeah, NXS. I love this band, love them, and they're a pop band. I admit it. So you got me out there. You're like, he's a pussy. It's not rock and roll. It's not. Like, it is rock and roll. It's got a lot of pop and it's got a lot of soul in it. I'll admit it. I'd say it's more of a pop act than a rock act, but
they were a great 80s band.
Oh, what a front
And
man.
I can't believe they're a first-time nominee.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like, what the fuck?
Stunning. With tons of hits.
Yes.
Not a few hits, tons of hits off multiple albums, multiple hit albums in the 80s. And one of my, at least, if not in my top three, one of my top 5 frontmen of all time is Michael Hutchence. I mean, just a beast of a frontman. That is, we talk about frontmen and singers, and the difference between the two. Great singer, but man, is he a frontman. Like, he puts on a show. Yeah. Or did put on a show.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't a huge fan at the time, but when we went to see them, right before we went off to Virginia Tech, it was a great show.
Damn,
I was like,
exactly right.
Okay,
right.
It kind of turned me on to them.
Yeah,
and yeah, I mean, it's a little disappointing that they're not already in, and that they're only a first-time nominee. And so, my prediction, I'm going to go a little bit higher. I want to say, just because of the nostalgia and their popularity with the 80s, and that seems to all be kind of spinning back around, I'm going to say 40%.
Going with a 40. All right. I'm going to agree with you, Kevin. I'm right there. That was the number I had in my head. I'm just typing it in as we speak. So, yeah. So, I wish I had them higher. I wish I had it higher than 50%. I wish I could do that. I just can't commit to that. I think it's probable that they don't get in, but they could be close, right? And so that's how I came up with a 40. What do you got for Grok, John?
55.
Oh, right. So they nudged them in slightly. Oh, and you
Okay.
typed that in too. Man, damn, John, that was quick because I wanted to verify here on Billboard, but I'm slow. What's Billboard going to say? Drama, the suspense. Again, I should have sorted. Oh. All right. Billboard has them at 13%. Right?
They're not usually very accurate, though.
I know. Well, I mean, they make the charts, right?
We'll hope that.
Uh-huh. Oh, I'm sorry, 17%. They had him as same as Billy Idol. Yeah, I read up one wrong way. But still, below 20.
Right.
Painful. Okay. This is the big one. This is the big one for the Stand Up and Shout Rock Show because we've talked about this a lot already. We talked about like a nomination probably not even happening, but then it happened.
Right.
So what are we gonna do?
they've been nominated several times.
Iron Maiden.
They've been very high in the fan vote numerous
Iron Maiden.
times.
Yes.
And I'm going to say it's 90%, and I'll explain why.
Okay, I like
but
it.
mostly, obviously, I'm voting with my heart.
I like it.
And I predicted this in our prediction show that they were going to get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
So like you have extra skin in this game. It was a
That's
big
right.
prediction.
So, but the reason why I think this is their year, and I don't know if they'll show up or not. Hopefully they will if they get in. But with the fact that, two things in my opinion, the fact that Tom Morello and Dave Grohl now are on the selection board.
You're right. More artists that are appreciative of this.
Understand the influence of this band. Because while they've had huge fan success from fans of metal music, they've had a massive discography. They haven't necessarily had hits.
Right.
But
you saw Rush get in, you saw Foreigner get in.
Right.
Like it's along those lines of like bands that they considered kind of second class that weren't second class.
right. I mean, you can run a list of bands that would cite Iron Maiden as one of their primary influences that are already in the Rock Hall. So the fact that these guys are not in already is a complete injustice in my opinion. And so I think having those two guys be part of that selection board, we're probably going to see them get in.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, Kevin, I'm with you. I'm at 75. That's the number that I had. And then surprisingly, Billboard, look at this. That's the stunner. Wait a minute, hasn't popped up yet? Coming up. Oh, come on, I typed it in. Think. Yeah, there it is, 45%.
Okay.
Billboard has them at 45, and they put NXS at 17.
Well, and the other piece to it is that second thing I have in mind as to why they'll get in is, Ozzy got in.
Yeah, as a solo artist.
As a solo artist, as well as with Black Sabbath, but recently as a solo artist. Obviously, the Back to the Beginning, Morello had a lot to do with that. And, Maiden is intimating that they may be starting to wrap things up.
Sure.
So I think now is the time to recognize these guys.
This is a great continuing story if it happens. So like as you're rooting for this, you made your prediction, like I'm rooting for it too. Because, Iron Maiden's going to give a FU to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Like they've already sworn it off. I don't think they're going to bend on that in any way. I don't think that they would even feel that they need to be like recognized by a speech, let alone playing, right? So they can just go by with a couple pictures and congratulations in the ceremony. And that's going to be interesting to watch. All right, so like, say they go back on that, which the odds on that, I can't imagine like we were making odds on the Iron Maiden performance at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and if they would actually show up. Would you go?
Would I go?
Yeah.
It's in California, right?
No, it's in Ohio, Cleveland.
I
Right?
thought,
They go at the Staples Center? They do at the Staples Center, you're right. So it is in LA. We went there for Motley Crue.
think about it.
I know. I was thinking about it for Soundgarden, but then I went to Indonesia. Yeah. All right. Well, we got another repeat here with Joy Division and New Order. Well, by the way, Grok put in 40. John's on the phone. He keeps making lovey phone calls to his wife. over 40th birthday. So I think he's probably doing that again.
Okay.
So we got cut out. But he did type up Grok's answer of 40. So Grok had the lowest score in that one. 90, 75, 45 from Billboard. I'm shocked by that. I'm also shocked that Grok went lower.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right. Joy Division, New Order.
10%.
10%. I'm going to go even lower than that. I'm going to give it a 2. I know I'm going to give it a 2% instead of even a 0, just because it's a repeat, again, nomination. So there might be a puncher's chance that these guys will get in, but I don't know. Maybe we're the wrong people to speak to, because this is a hard rock and metal show, and this is what we would call a progressive rock band, back in the day. I don't even know if they're alt-rock. New wave and pop, and that's not really a focus of ours. I wouldn't even go punk, right? And we like our punk and grunge too. So I don't know. It's harder for me to speak to, but I just don't. I'm sure that there's an artist legacy that's keeping the nomination alive. I just don't see it happening. And I'm looking up where we are with Billboard, and I don't even know if Grok is going to be active now. Oh, here we go. I got it at 17%. Billboard likes that 17. So we'll hold on Grok to see what Grok has to say in a little bit.
Okay.
Then we get to New Edition. Now, this is an interesting one. Is this I would call this a boy band.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're kind of in boy band territory here. Before the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, which are the more famous, 2000s.
Is Bobby Brown in the Hall of Fame?
It's his prerogative. Oh, is he? That's a good question. I don't know if Bobby Brown's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
In New Edition.
He was in New Edition for sure.
But again, this is another one surprising that it's a first-time nominee.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. All right, I'm going to go first.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to say there's a 10% chance that they're getting in. I just don't see it with other pop acts. I think other pop acts will go before these guys will.
Yeah, I would agree.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say 5.
Oh, 5% chance. And Billboard, wow, has them as low as 13. But man, look at Grok with 80. John, are you still on the phone?
No.
Tell us about that. That's stunning. They had a lot of hits, obviously, and they kind of fired up the boy band genre in the 80s.
They said 1 out of 4 odds, R&B boy band blueprint influence, New Jack Swing, high odds from fan vote strength, Bobby Brown solo tie-in, and the Hall's R&B inclusivity trend.
Okay, so the Bobby Browns, you brought up Bobby Brown.
But I can't, maybe 1 or 2 songs.
Is it really Love?
Yeah, but I would not be anywhere near 80% if I was
really
just voting personally.
Candy Girl? You gotta do a little Candy Girl. You should have played at your birthday.
Dude, you're loving this, aren't you?
I am. I'm reverse Mariah carrying you.
Ooh.
That was my move.
Well, see, that's why Mariah won't get in, because New Edition's not in. And they were ahead of her.
Yeah. All right, back to Oasis. Talk about
this is a slam dunk.
In what way?
They're in.
Really? So you're going 100?
Yeah, I'm going to go with 100.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
I think there was some apprehension when these guys came up last year because of the whole reunion tour and were they gonna? Was the group gonna stay together?
Right.
But I think now with their commercial success and the success, and they're in a prominent role right now, having done this tour. I think there's no doubt they're getting in.
Man, this is heartbreaking for me. The Oasis story is tired. It's just that. It's just a tired, drawn out, the fighting all the time, and
I'd rather have Motley Crue in than them, but
right,
they're gonna. I think they're gonna get in.
A good comparison too. It's just how the whining and pissing and moaning between all the band members just becomes such a tired story. I don't want them to get in just for that reason. All right. So first of all, Billboard agrees with you. Billboard has your number of 100 up there. I just can't. I have them at 40. They're just And that's probably a heartfelt 40.
I mean,
You're
I'll
right.
probably go to the bathroom when that part is on the show, but I think it's inevitable.
Are they going to, and again, like thinking of the follow-up story, if they go out there, they get a live performance, is it going to be Noel? Is it going to be both of them together? Are they, going to be pissing all over each other and bitching while they're on stage and thanking whoever, but then making digs at each other?
They'll bitch about something.
Right. It's tired. I'm sticking with my 40 because more heartfelt. I just don't want to see it.
I mean, backbeat the word on the street.
Mm-hmm.
The fire in their heart is out.
Mm-hmm.
Grok has my 50%.
That's non-committal. That's a push.
I'm sure you heard it all before.
Push.
But you never really had a doubt.
It sounds like a champagne supernova to me.
I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now.
I love it.
And it's Wonderwall. How dare you?
There's such a tired story. All right, Pink. New. Pink is new.
Yep, she's new.
Uh-huh. Does Pink have like a connection to Puffy? She wasn't discovered by Puffy, was he? Because that could affect.
She on the Epstein list?
Well, I mean the Puffy list. I don't know if those lists cross over. But
I think you're mixing her up with the pink cocaine of Puffy's.
I got with the lotion, the body lotion color, like that.
Yeah, apparently he ordered pink cocaine. That was the thing. I don't know. Maybe that's what you're tying together.
All right. I mean, okay, so I always say that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame loves its, pretty songbirds. So she's a pretty songbird, but she has an edge. I'll give her that. So all right. There's other pretty songbirds on this list, and we talked about Mariah Carey. So, that's why I went high on Mariah Carey before. That's why I went high on Mariah Carey again. Does she have as much of a chance as Mariah Carey? I don't think so, but I would say that she still has a decent chance, more than a 50% chance. So, my number is 65. 2/3 of a chance, so just off of 2/3 of a percent chance of getting in.
I'm leaning towards 20.
20? All right. Wow. Are you working at Billboard magazine? Because you and Billboard have been lockstep, through a lot of this. They're at 17.
Well, if they want to write me a check, I think I could. I could write some articles for them.
Why don't you like Pink? Not that you don't like her. Why don't you like her to win?
I just think there's other
pretty songbirds.
Well, my numbers will show that. I think there's other better options.
All right. I mean, I'm kind of there in a couple of these with Grok. Grok and I are kind of vibing. I don't know what that means. It means I'm probably pretty whacked out because Grok's been pretty whacked out in some of their collections. All right. We're going to go to the Sweetest Taboo, Sade, Pretty Songbird. We have 3 pretty songbirds in a row.
Yep.
Yeah. What do you got?
Well, this is one I could certainly see getting in. So I'm going to say 45%.
Oh, you're going as low as, but you didn't give it more than a 50% chance. It's less of a chance for getting in than getting in.
All right, so 50.
Oh, but then you're pushing.
I know.
You want to go with 51?
Okay.
All right, then now you're just committed to her getting in. All right, I'm going to commit higher than that because I think of the artist influence that's there. Little Sweetest Taboo.
There's certainly a lot of people cite
that
her.
will speak highly of Sade, and then always have that as a romantic album. I think, or albums. Her albums of the 80s and early 90s are timeless, in that way. That's why I'm giving her 85.
She's a smooth operator.
She is a smooth operator. Billboard has her at 25, which is kind of high for Billboard because they don't like to commit at all. They have a couple 100s, and outside of that, everything's below 50. What do you got, John?
Grok's at 65.
Grok's at 65.
And to be completely honest, I can't tell you who this person is. I have no idea.
You don't know that Sweetest Taboo song?
No.
Give me the sweetest taboo. No?
No, I am.
What's another one? It's been her music's been in a bajillion movies. It's always even in like a beachy leisure.
Sing me another song. Like what?
I mean, definitely like a jazz thing. I mean, I know Sweetest Taboo, and I don't know, like I know the songs, I don't know the titles, and I don't know the words. But I'd know the melody lines if I heard the music.
Maybe this is me reversing the 40 thing and making you sing random pop artist hits.
Exactly. And you're right, I know. Exactly. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to.
I truly do not know who she is, though.
I mean,
I'll look her up and check her out in a sec.
you have like a bit of a dilemma when you've pulled out of this show, when you did this last year, you really amped up the Mariah Carey. Now you have several artists that you've kind of like pointed out as the dig to exit the Stand Up and Shout rock show. So I'm going to be interested to see where you go tonight, John. Yeah, that's the sound of Sade. Smooth Operator. Yes, that's been a lot of commercials.
I know that one. Yeah.
I went with Sweetest Taboo instead of Smooth Operator.
So her top 5 on Spotify: Smooth Operator, Like a Tattoo, Kiss of Life, Paradise, and No Ordinary Love.
Oh.
Don't know.
You definitely know No Ordinary Love. That's another one that's been a lot of commercials. And
It's in one of the commercials that run here.
his eyes just lit up.
Hey, you have problems in the bedroom?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the mood lighting. John's got busy to this song. Look at that smile. See? That's why she's up there for me.
And that's why the song stopped. I only needed 15 seconds.
All right. You know these hips don't lie, right, John?
Damn right I do.
Because that's Shakira.
75%.
75. So you have her higher than Sade.
Yeah, she's getting in.
All right. Why?
I just think she's more relevant. Pop culture. She's been, obviously has a number of hits. And I think she's going to get in.
All right. So I think she's going to get in also. I could go with your number. I have her below Sade, but I have her above Pink. All right, so that's why I'm going. I'm gonna go with your number. I was gonna go with 70, but you said 75, so I can give that additional 5%. I can go ahead and commit to that. So I'm okay with that. And then let's see, we have here with Billboard being Billboard either 17 or 25, so they gave that the classic 25. Well, we got a Grok on this one.
Grok is at 75.
Oh, okay. So look at that, man. Like we just locked in with AI, Kevin. Man, that's kind of a boring pick because we all agree. I mean, like in a huge way. I mean, I could have went with
Billboard. I mean, Billboard, you have 25.
Well, I mean, but for them, you know what I mean? Like, look at what do they have above 50?
Oasis.
Right. And Phil Collins, right?
And Melissa Etheridge is
Melissa
50.
Etheridge. Yeah. So, I think 25, in other words, is a high number for them.
Makes sense. Yeah.
They're not betting people. They're not going to be confidently betting on any. This is an interesting pick for the Stand Up and Shout rock show. Luther Vandross, going with an R&B and soul artist as it gets.
Yep, and I think I'll say he stands a pretty good chance of getting in.
Okay.
So I want to say maybe 60.
60. Okay, so you're going as high as 60. I'm dropping down below 50. I don't think he's going to get in this time. I think when this one can ride, another year or two. So I'm going to, and could be like one of these repeats that come back. Is this his first year? I think it's his first year.
Yep.
Right. So like, here we go. By the way, Billboard gave it 25. I'm going to give it a 33. I'll give him a third, with a 33% chance of getting in. What's Grok got, John?
Grok is at 45.
5. All right. So Grok doesn't necessarily feel confident that that's going to happen either.
Yeah, no, he's not all the way there yet.
It's almost like getting back to NXS. I put I don't know a ton of R&B artists from this era, but somebody like Barry White. Did Barry White got nominated? He got in though, right? He got in. Yeah, he got in last year. Right. So I guess the more popular in terms of sales R&B artists and around that time have already gotten there. So if you put NXS, you compared them to Madonna and Cyndi Lauper and U2, right? They're of that era.
Sure.
They certainly sold a lot of albums and had a lot of hits, but not as many as them, right? So it's their comeuppance and getting their due, and are they going to do that? And that's kind of where I put Luther Vandross in the R&B side of things as opposed to NXS in the 80s pop.
Yeah, I
kind
mean,
of
he's had a lot of collaborations that had big crossover success.
Yeah, that's true too, and that could factor in. That's a good point. Not going to change my number though. All right, what you got for Wu-Tang?
So I was fairly certain these guys were going to get in. I think it was the this year's Outcast, what have you. But I'm going to say it's a slam dunk now after the recent news
Of
Oliver Grant passing away
I didn't
to
know
cancer
that. Oh man, that's terrible.
last week.
Okay.
I
didn't
think
hear that.
I think that's if there's a bleeding heart, sentimental wing to that, I think that pretty much does it. So I'm going to say they're getting in 100%.
I'm with you, Kevin. I put my number up before you said it. I committed to 100%. It's nice to see you commit too. Like these guys are getting in.
Yeah.
I mean,
they deserved it prior, but I think they're definitely with recent.
Like Lauryn Hill is a hip hop act. There's no doubt about it. But she also, to me, bleeds in R&B and soul. And you're not Wu-Tang like Billy Idol being rock and roll. Wu-Tang is a hip hop act. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is the hip hop act that's getting in this year.
Yep.
So that's how I'm at 100%. I forgot to look at Billboard. What's Grok got?
Grok is at 75 for Wu-Tang.
All right, Billboard is very committal at 33. So for them, that is a committal number.
That's slam dunk for Billboard.
Exactly. All right, so we got our odds up. Let's do a count. Let's see who's getting in according to us into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Kevin.
Carry the one.
And carry the one. Okay, so I'm going to do I got Mariah Carey. I got a lot of pretty songbirds. I have Phil Collins, not a pretty songbird.
Hey, who changed my Mariah Carey to 100?
You said she was a 0?
Yep.
Yeah, that's funny. All right, John. All right, so then I have Mariah Carey at 80. So Mariah Carey, Phil Collins, Lauryn Hill, Iron Maiden, Sade, Wu-Tang, and Shakira. Those are my 7.
Okay.
We're going to post this, by the way, in our social media.
Okay.
All right, so there's my 7. Heartbreaking to me on those are the Crows, Billy Idol, and Jeff Buckley.
So, Wu-Tang, Oasis, Maiden, Phil Collins, Lauryn Hill, Shakira, and Luther Vandross.
We have some overlap. We have some differences, but we have some overlap. You went with it. You basically I went Sade on my soul artist, and you went Luther Vandross on your soul artist.
Yep. Bros and NXS just miss.
Yep.
So if they go to 8, one of them's getting in.
I have a higher chance, which I still stand behind, for Billy Idol and NXS to get in than the Black Crowes. And I hate to say that out loud. And then all 3
I'm
of them.
telling Anders.
I know. And then all 3 of them, I have a higher chance of getting in than Jeff Buckley, which is even more heartbreaking. I would like to switch Phil Collins and Jeff Buckley. Put Phil Collins at 0 and put Jeff Buckley at 100. My picks. That's Jeff Fantasyland.
Okay.
You got any thoughts on all of this, John?
No, not really.
The young pup.
No.
You have any like heartfelt feels towards something you want to see get in there besides Mariah Carey?
I feel like Shakira is going to be a possible shoe-in, and I don't know how to say this without making it come off racist.
Oh, but I thought you were going to say we were going to be hot for it.
No,
that's where
but I feel like with the political climate right now, as much like controversy that the Super Bowl halftime show was about, and especially if they're trying to appeal to other demographics and different communities, I think that maybe that this could be a more likely chance with that being, kind of in the background.
I mean, I think you just said, I don't think that was a very appropriate way to say
it.
But
Like, it's hard. I don't know. I just don't feel comfortable talking about stuff like that because I'm worried.
They're going to take a more a wider approach towards diversity and factoring that into their selections. Is what I just heard you say.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, you got it, brother. You got it. All right. Well, I mean, with that being said, I mean, we all picked Shakira high also. The only people that really kind of did, well, they kind of quasi did was Billboard, the least committal. Look, I mean, she's got a great body of work. She got a great body, and she also got a great body of work. Like, I mean, there's no doubt about it. Like, she has been crushing it for a very long time. So it wouldn't be an outrageous pick in my book, like in any kind of way. All right. Well, there it is. So there it is, kids. We will post. Well, we'll take our tally, put it together, and repost it, and put it up as a reel or a picture or both or all those things, and see what people have to say about it. Respond, let us know, and thoughts and ideas and all those wonderful, sweet things that people will say on social media. Just throw it right back at us, because we've already heard a lot of wonderful and sweet things from you already.
Tell us how much we don't know.
Exactly, right. Yeah, all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah.
We're ready for you, baby. And we'll keep it coming. This is always an ongoing conversation in Stand Up Shout Rock Show. And so we'll keep, and along with the D. Snyder, Twisted Sister.
I can't wait to see some video.
Right. Yeah. All right. Exactly. Do you think that video is going to be good as the Lizzie Hale video that
Fuck no.
that we saw with Skid Row?
You'll get like 3/4 of the way into a song and see a Skid Row shirt in the front row, and then just
That's what I'm saying. Like there's always something. Like it's just like it's Oasis. Like it's like, come on, dude, stop being what you're being. Have some fun, for Christ's sake. It's so tired.
They wouldn't let him back in his first band, so he had to go out with Twisted Sister.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh well.
Yep.
Well, while we're talking about live shows, we got a bunch of stuff coming up to the Salisbury Center. Woo-hoo. April the 2nd, Thunderstruck, AC/DC tribute band.
Mm-hmm.
Then April the 4th, the Retro Rock Revival. That's the reschedule. Pete's new band with F It All, our friends
like
F It All.
A little side piece within the Evic world. We have to throw this out there. One, he doesn't live in Manassas anymore, which is stunning, because like Pete Evic is like Manassas as Manassas can be. So like Manassas misses you already, Pete. And two, it's Gavin Evic's birthday today. So happy birthday, Gavin.
Happy birthday, Gavin.
Yeah.
You're getting a big shot of Fireball.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah.
Then April the 18th is Priest Unleashed. May 16th, we got a lot of shows coming.
We do.
Urgent, Foreigner Tribute Band. And then August the 1st is the big show. We've got Limp Bizkit, Pantera, and then a Metallica tribute band, and it's going to be in the round, Snake Pit and all, here at the Salisbury Center.
At the Salisbury Center. You ready for that, John? You doing sound for that one?
Don't know the status of if I'm working that one, but I am looking forward to it.
Cool.
I definitely want to come see.
All right.
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and I'm sure that we'll be talking to some of these bands.
Absolutely.
Like, so you can see that on the Stand Up and Shout Rock Show over the next coming months.
Awesome.
All right. Well, that's it, kids. That's our big wrap up for the day, and we'll be talking to you in a few weeks.
Yeah.